Whoop, whoop, whoop. I've just gone live. Hope everyone's doing okay today. You may experience... Hi everyone, it takes me a minute to jump on and say hello. Just wait for some people to just jump on. For action, keep frame rate too low. Hi Tracy. I don't know what this means. I've got something come up and I don't know what it means. A story of my life. I'm not the most techie person, you know. But as long as you can see me, guys, I'll just keep going. Because sometimes, for some reason, I do have issues with this. I just wanted to share it as well, but I'll hop on and see if I can just share it quickly, my lovelies. Give me a memento. I hope everyone's had a good week. We've had summer solstice, Mercury retrograde went out, and then we went into, what did we go into? I keep thinking of Pisces. Pluto retrograde, no, Jupiter retrograde, sorry. Which for me as a Sagittarian means I have to think about what I say, because I'm quite unfiltered anyway. I can be a bit blunt, so I can be a bit blunt as it is, if I'm honest. So yeah, I'm blunt as it is. So to think that with this retrograde that we're in is going to make me worse, I feel sorry for some people. But the summer solstice, it was so cloudy here. I live near Stonehenge, but it was so cloudy here that it came in about 4:30 in the morning. I think I didn't bother getting up because it just was really cloudy. Really cloudy, so yeah, I didn't really bother. Yeah, there's a lot going on with the planetary systems at the moment. Mercury retrograde, anything that's not serving you leaves, which it did. It left my life, so I was good for that. But also, sorry, I'm just doing this. But also, yeah, just cleared a lot of stuff out of my life that needed to go. So grateful for, just grateful for, getting rid of the rubbish in my life, which is kind of as it was. There was things in my life that, just had to go. So they've all gone. They've all gone. And it's been very emotional. I think with the Jupiter retrograde, if you've been feeling, any of you out there, very emotional, that's why. It is a very emotional time, but also coming crying for no reason. It's all release. So if any of you out there have been, feeling like that, this always happens. I always have a delivery. So give me a sec. I won't be a minute.
That one's from me, and it looks like you've got another one from someone else. Oh. All right, my sweetheart.
Take care. Bye. why it always happens when I'm doing a show, I'll never know, but well, never mind. I'm back. So yeah, it's been quite an interesting, planetary wise, quite interesting. So yeah, if any of you are out there feeling rather emotional right now, this is the whole reason why. And it is, people don't always think the planets or, part of the star signs even are affected by it, but it's true. But yes, for me personally, I have been speaking the truth and probably not very filtered this week, and that's part of it if you're a Saggy, so it does affect you. But yeah, being not very filtered anyway, I try not to be too cutting with my words, because that's not very nice either, is it? So I do try. Hi Connie, hi Nicole, hi Tracy. I'm terrible with pronunciation of words, guys. I really am. I honestly, I'm terrible. It's really bad because I learn English in parrot fashion, as it were, and then I get a name that I don't know, and it just blows my mind. But hello, everyone. Anyway, sorry about that. Having to go and get my my post, but never mind. I'm really looking forward to the weekend. Actually, my best friends are getting married. And it's something positive and something, really nice to look forward to and experience, because, here on lockdown, we're still in a sort of lockdown, all that rubbish and bull that I call it. Won't get political, as Michael's telling me not to, which is absolutely fine. I will not be getting political, because I do get told off. It doesn't serve me to be political, you see. So yeah, I do not get political over these things. There's no blinking point, as he says, because there's other people here fighting all this rubbish that's going on in the world. So for those of us that are awake, yeah, not everyone's awake. Not everyone could cope with being awake, as starseeds. I think a lot of us, a lot of people are quite happy being ignorant, which is their choice as a starseed to not be awake if they don't want to be, But hi Holly, hi Diane, hi Julia, hi Eva. I hope all of you are okay in this weird world that we're in at the moment. I did have a message from Archangel Michael in the last 24 hours though, because I work with Archangel Michael all the time, a lot, and he's been telling me that all this is going to collapse. So that's really good to know. The light always wins. It just sometimes takes time, as he says, and we will walk in the light once more, which is what he's been telling me. So I'm grateful for that, because it's felt for some of us quite dark times, really. But I'm not going to dwell on that. There's no point. There's no point at all. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Michael is in the house, because I'm hearing him. Emotionally detached from someone, Julia. You just got to do cord cuttings, hun. That's what you've got to do. If you don't know what cord cuttings are, just Google it. Because we're all connected, and we're all connected through energetic cords. And if you find that you're finding it hard to release from someone, either the soul ties soul ties, I can't get it out, need cutting, or you need to do cord cutting. The thing is with this, Julia, you have to continually do it, because if you think of this person's corded back up to you. My ex, used to do it while I was sleeping. I'd wake up in the morning and that was the first thing I think of is him. So I knew he had emotionally corded back up to me. So you just need to keep doing your cord cuttings. Literally, if you're not sure how to do it, just Google it. But it's I hear you, Michael. With everything with spirituality, it's intention. So if you have the intention to cut the cord with someone, that is normally enough. But the thing is, you have to keep doing it. And like I say, know that if you're thinking of them in your mind's eye, you keep seeing their face, they're still corded to you. So you have to keep cord cutting. It's a process you need to do every day, and you should be doing that. Part of your, I hear you, Michael, is your spiritual maintenance, because all of us should be having our rituals of spiritual daily maintenance, whether that's cord cutting or whether that's protection of your energy, and protection of you and everything in your life. You know, that these are all kind of things that you should be doing spiritually daily to help you, you know, because if you're coming in around other people's energy, it's draining. You might be the fact that you're, I don't know, working with a vampire energy, you know, because you do get energy vamps, you know. You do have to protect yourself, because with those energy vampires, you know, you run around them and they're just like zap your energy. And sometimes you don't realise that they've zapped you until it's too late. And you leave that company and you're like, oh my days, I'm absolutely done in. And it's because they've zapped you. So you do have to protect yourself, Julia. Oh, yeah, I've had it done. I actually got to the hairdressers, can you believe? Had it done. Got it coloured and had it cut. And thank you, Julia. It's much appreciated. So yeah, you know, we do have to do cord cuttings, part of our daily maintenance, protect ourselves, and you can protect others as well, I'm hearing. You know, and with the angels, you can ask them to, you know, do work for you, for others as well. You know, when you work with the angels, as you can see, I'm itching, so they're around. You know, you can send the angels to help people and any situation in the world. You can send an angel team to help. It's all about intention and just verbally asking for it, Michael's saying. So, Julia, if you are having trouble detaching emotionally from someone, do cord cutting, hon. It'll make you feel better, a lot better. And not only that, not so drained. I mean, when I was working full-time as a hairdresser stroke barber, I used to have to do it every day after I finished work. And I used to say to Michael, please, can you release all the cords of people or anyone taking my energy today? And I used to imagine them all popping off me, my physical, you know, like my physical body, because it's draining. I mean, I think if you are an empath, you don't like being around a lot of people anyway because of that, because you find that other people's energy affects you. It's tiring. I find it bloody exhausting, if I'm honest, even though I do protect myself, because, you know, you are going into, you know, if you're around a lot of people, it just is. It's knackering. And especially if you're, like, I don't know, around people low vibrational that aren't so, you know, kind of, yeah, high vibrational as you. It's very tiring. It's very, affects you, you know, and it's times like that you might start crying and you don't know why, Michael's saying, because, you know, you've probably been around somebody that's low vibrational. It's attached to your aura, and therefore it's bringing you down and making you feel tired, as well as, you know, not only tired, but very emotional. So what you need to do is clear your field. You can do that through a salt bath, shower, or just ask for the intention for it to be cleared. But water is a main conductor. So, you know, if I'm feeling a bit knackered, or I'm feeling, yeah, a bit, I just feel I've got to clear my field, Himalayan salt bath, put the salt in the bath and just washing it. There was something I did learn about the other day, which was very interesting. I had a beautiful guest on my Unite in the Light show, which I do with Diane Morgan, on a Sunday, 9 p.m. my time here. And we had a beautiful guest, and she was saying that what she does is actually go in the shower. I'd never thought of this. I'd never ever thought of this. But she goes in the shower with rose quartz. So she wipes under the shower. She actually washes, doesn't put soap on the rose quartz, but she actually showers with the rose quartz and puts it all over her body to clear her field, but to clear her energetic field. And I was like, I'd never ever thought of that. So you can actually obviously clear your crystal and then shower with it. But clear quartz is a great, you know, protective stone anyway. But she was using rose quartz. Now, rose quartz is, for me, the stone of love. So she was washing herself in the stone of love. I honestly never thought of it before, but what a blooming great idea. I actually haven't done it yet, but I fancy doing it because it, not only clears your field, but you're actually basking in, because it's the love stone or one of the love stones, how that will work for you energetically would be pretty amazing. So yeah, that was something I'd never thought of before, guys. But yeah, just some tips I picked up along the way. And this is what it's all about, as Michael reminds me. It's about sharing the wisdom on my hour. It's all about what well, it's what the angels want to say, but it's all about what Michael thinks is, very much in tune to somebody out there that's listening, and he comes out, he tells me stuff to tell you, but it's like, to benefit people that are probably listening or in the future will look back at the video. So, but that's really, yeah, he wanted me to instruct that I talk about that. And the thing is, he also doesn't want me to just come on here and do loads of readings. Sorry, guys, because I am, I do private readings. I have a roof to keep over my head. So I do charge for my readings, but normally they're an hour and they're very intuitive as a spiritual coach advisor. If you're lacking direction or if there's a loved one on the other side, I'm able to bring them to you. I can't always guarantee who will come through. I did a lady in Australia last week. I had mum, dad, and granddad. Had mum and granddad and grandmum. So I don't always know who's going to come in or if anyone's going to come in. But some also I can get angelic presence. I've had archangels turn up in readings before for people. Michael's my gatekeeper, so he's always here, ensuring that nothing jumps out that comes in that it shouldn't. He protects me, either him or Self-Indul, which I'm very grateful for. They look after me increasingly well. But yeah, my readings, they take about an hour. I always record them for you, so you always have them, but yes, I do charge, darlings, because for my readings, because I need to keep a roof over my head. Good evening, Trizzy, bless your heart. So I will do some mini readings today, guys, but if you want to connect with me, you can also add me on Facebook, Suzi, SUZI and you can message me there if you'd like a reading. Like I said, I love what I do, and I'm very grateful to a lot of you that do, ask me for readings, because I feel like I have a flat. It's really weird. Since I started my show, I really have an affinity with you Australian beautiful people. I really do. I find that I do a lot of my work in America and Australia. So they're usually video calls, video links that I do for that hour. I don't have to be in the same room as you. But, I really feel that this is where my work takes me. And it's weird because I do work in the UK, but not as much as I do in the States and other parts of the world, which is amazing because, Archangel Michael and Metatron have pushed me to, because I was very extremely shy and didn't like how I looked and my voice, and I've really pushed me to get out here and see people and talk to people and do my readings. So the angels know best. They look after me very, very well, and they're just amazing. I couldn't live my life without them. I really couldn't. So they do everything for me in divine timing, and I don't question anything, because they got my back. And that's one thing when you work with the angels, they've got your back. And Julia, you know what? I'm looking at that. You're saying about your alcoholic husband. I lived with an alcoholic for many years. In fact, most people that know me would probably personally would say there's not many experiences I haven't had on this earth plane at this time as a soul. But I've needed it because I probably won't come back here again. I'm not sure. I kind of feel like this might be my last lifetime. So I feel like I've crammed so many experiences in. So it's not a sob story. The thing is, with this scenario with you and your husband, it's all about self-love for you. It's all about self-love, I can tell you that much. Because when you've had enough, you'll have enough and you'll go. And you know what, when you love someone unconditionally and you have that concept they're going to change and you hold on to that. But the thing is, with your husband, I feel that he doesn't accept he has an issue, you know, and that's, you know, being with an alcoholic myself in the past, you know, it's a tough one because, you know, they've got to, you can take that horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So if he wants change, it's got to come from within him. It's nothing you could do. It's nothing I could do. Do you know what I mean? For my ex-partner. And in fact, he's just come back in my life recently to atone about the situation because solely it wasn't sitting with him. He felt bad about it because of his treatment of me, which is fair enough. I've forgiven him, you know, I've forgiven him, but it doesn't mean to say, you know, God love him, I want him back in my life in that way as a partner. That's done. But I've forgiven him because there's no point me holding on to that past. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that doesn't serve me, and he needs that atonement. He needs that forgiveness from me to move forward. He's on the wagon now, you know. He's been sobriety, I think, for about 3 years, and he's a totally different person. And I've spent hours on the phone to him since he's come back into my life on a friend basis, talking about he sees, because, you know, that alcohol gives you such brain fog. Do you know what I mean? Such brain fog, and he sees things totally different now. So I'm sending you love, Julia, with this scenario and your ex. You know, it's self-love for you, honey bun, because it takes a lot of guts to walk away from someone you love. You know, because you just hold them in that unconditional love that you want them to change. You know what I'm saying? It's such a difficult scenario. I've been there. I've been there. You know what I mean? So, but all in divine timing, and, you know, all about love for you. So, you know, it's not easy. It isn't easy at all. Oh wow, Jackie's saying I have crystal rollers too, so could do massage at the same time. Amazing. Yeah, it's something I'd never really thought about, cleansing and cleaning with crystals, but why the heck not? You know? Amazing, amazing. This is the thing with, you know, your spiritual path. I never sit here and say I know everything. You know, I don't know everything, not at all. You know, it's, I think with spirit, with the angels, it can be a bit of a hunt for everything. You know, I get part of some information, I don't always understand it, and then it'll fall into place for me. But you know, I like I said, I don't claim to know everything about spirituality, about the angels, about, you know, but it's, if I can help someone and enlighten people, that's what it's all about. You know, that's what it's all about. Helping others as well. You know, it's not all about just being here doing readings. It's, you know, it's about helping people, enlightening people. That's what my hour is, you know. Oh, thank you, Bex. Yeah, Archangel Michael made me get these, is the truth. He made me pretty much do everything and put the fairy lights. I get very bossed about. I call him Mr. Bossy. But obviously he's never that bossy to offend me. And then I have Metatron as well. Archangel Metatron really kind of keeps me in check as well. So he was in the house last night. Actually, Archangel Metatron. I was getting nudged last night. God love him. He's really good whenever I'm doing anything, because I teach as well. So he like pushing me to. I'm bringing out new classes with Diane Morgan in Uniting the Light. That will be coming up this July, and he was nudging me last night to get things done and in place. So they are amazing. You know, when things are in alignment, they let you know and they push me. So they push me forward. Jackie, you need to relax. Jackie Patterson, you need to relax on this information. I'm telling you, girlfriend, things are going to work out here. Do not worry. You're stressing. Stress, 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 stress. That's all I can feel about you and your energy this week. Just relax. It's going to be okay, Jackie. Seriously. Michael's telling me to reassure you. You're just not believing it, but please know that this is going to be okay. It's going to work out. Stop panicking, because you're not helping yourself. You know, it feels like you're making yourself ill over it, you know, over this situation with the court. It's like, you know, there's nothing at all that, you know, you're an amazing mum. Just know that and hold on to that, please. God love you. It's Penelope, it's pretty pants, isn't it? And I think for us empathic women that are with, you know, drinkers, and you are with them in that whole hope that they will change. But like I said, if do you know what I mean? If they don't want to change, it's so leading that horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You know, I mean, he's left my life. He's now come back in as a friend, but I couldn't go back there again. I mean, he says I was his soulmate. I probably was, but I've lost, you know, this is over 10 years after the event, and I've totally lost, I'm not in love with him, but it's not respect, it's confidence. I couldn't go back there. I'd be so scared that he was going to revert back, you know, because if they're on the wagon of alcoholism, they can fall off it at any time, you know. And I'm sorry, I just don't have that. I wouldn't have that faith in him. Do you know what I mean? And I've already served him once. I did so much for that man while I was with him in the 5 years we were together, that I feel why I was in his life is I'm done with that. You know, I've forgiven him, but I can't, no. I have to put myself first for a change. You know, this is something as an empath and as the person I am, I think we struggle with totally at putting ourselves first, having those boundaries come in, but I can't. I think like I say, God love him, he would want us to get back together, but I couldn't do it. I just don't have that trust. I literally, you know, I've been there, done that. I got him started his own business. I mean, seriously, guys, I turned him around. I did everything I could for him. And, yeah, I couldn't go back there. It's so difficult. It really, really is so difficult because you love these people, you know. But I just couldn't do it. I had to put myself first, you know, because the violence and everything else, it wasn't just about getting drunk. It was having, like, putting us in debt, you know, and violence. And I just couldn't do it. I think with this scenario, Nicole, I've got to come in because you're jumping out at me. I'm going to pull a card for you on this one, Michael's saying. I think that scenario, if you showed that scenario to absolutely anyone, Nicole, it would be very hard for any of us not to judge. And the reason why I'm saying this is not because I would love to think this 54-year-old lady that's married your 82-year-old dad is coming from love, you know? I just really, honestly, I hope that. But the problem is I'm 52. The thought of sleeping or being with somebody of 82 makes me feel physically ill. I'm sorry. I've got to be honest, you know, trying not to be so blunt. Yes, I know, Michael, but we are in Jupiter retrograde. But it's the fact why anyone would think that, though, Nicole. Anyone would think that. I think, you know what I mean? I'm simplifying this, but I really, honest to God, I think anyone in their right mind who's coming from a perspective of normality would think the same as you. like, why is a 54-year-old marrying an 82-year-old? And, you know, I am that similar age because I am 52. I mean, marrying somebody of 82 would, I don't know. I mean, if I wanted to look after somebody that's 82, I was fond of somebody who was 82, I wouldn't necessarily have to marry them to do that. If I was fond of them, loved them, and wanted to look after them. I think, to be honest, it's very hard for you not to misjudge a situation. Because it looks that way, doesn't it? And it's coming in on that energy, Nicole. I'm sorry, but it is. It's coming in on that energy of, do you get me? Can you see me? Digging, gold digging. And you know what I mean? That's what I get. That's what I get. And I mean, you know, maybe I'm wrong in saying that, you know, but Michael says pull a card for you. The Power of Love pack. I do love these. These are by James Van Prague. Sorry. So I am going to pull because it is coming in on that energy. And I don't want to say to you, Nicole, yeah, she's a gold digger, but that's the energy it's coming in on. And I think, honestly, it's very hard for us. I don't want to judge this lady because that's not who I am. But I think it's very, very hard for anyone that looked at this scenario not to think that. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sorry, don't shoot me, is what I'm hearing. But I just have to be honest because that is the energy I feel. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Nicole, I know, and it would be, oh, well done, Jackie, this is what Michael said you need to do. Switch off from it, sweetheart, that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. Switch off from it, Jackie. Yeah, that's what Michael's saying. Oh, gosh. I'm going to go again. Because I don't know. They're jumping out all over the blooming place. So, right, I'm going to go again. Do you want me to pull that one, Michael, or do you not want me to pull that one? Okay. Sorry, I'm being bossed about. I do hear him as clear as I hear a physical person. So you might think, gosh, she's mad. She talks to herself, but I don't. I hear him. Right, now this is kind of interesting. Okay. Nicole, I'm speaking to you. Because if this was me, I would be quite difficult to, you know, I try not to judge the situation. Okay, Nicole? So it's weird because I have the empathy card, right? So Michael's saying your dad's lonely. I feel like your dad has been lonely, and I feel like this woman does bring in a lot of light and love into his life. Whether that's, I hear you, Michael, whether that's the real thing, like, you know, but he's coming in on, let's see exactly, because this is his soul's choice, Nicole. This is your dad's soul's choice, you know, but I've got the empathy card. And what Michael's saying is just bring love to the situation and hold the situation in love. That is the best thing you can do, Nicole. Honestly, that is the best thing you can do to serve you. And this is what I'm hearing. Okay, because it says empathy, you feel and understand the emotions of others. And this is where Michael's saying to me, Nicole, that I think this lady has brought a certain amount of light and love into his heart, okay, because he has been lonely, of others in the service of love. So hold this situation in love, Nicole, because there's nothing else you can do. This is his free will, as the soul he is, and his choice. And then I've got, I can't even say the blinking word, evolution, okay? Evolution, and it says you are making the conscious decision to raise your vibration of love, and this is exactly what Michael's saying. Okay, so Nicole, the best you can do to serve Dad is just hold the situation in love, sweetheart, and it will help raise the vibration, and it will let your daddy know. Oh gosh, your daddy, I feel quite tearful. It will let your daddy know that you're there for him and you're not judging him. And in these latter days of his life, you know, I'm not saying he's passing tomorrow, Nicole. Please don't think we're saying that. But he's in his end days, isn't he? He's in his 80s. I mean, he could live to 90, 100. But they are the end of days. And what I'm hearing is, if you hold the situation in love, it's like it'll make his heart sing because he has your blessing. And Dad was very lonely since I moved to Canada with my kids, and he tells me, she's nothing like your mum, but I need company. Yeah, see, I'm right. But all Michael is saying, Nicole, for you, hold the situation in love, darling, because you will find that it will serve you the best, and I feel it will even help your relationship with your dad. That's how it feels. So just know that if you're holding it in love, solely you are doing the best you can do. But I can't deny, and nor can Michael, is that's how it seems. You know, that it has that energy attached to it. The digging, the digging energy. So, you know, just hold it in love, because you don't want it to come between you and your dad. I'm hearing that's the last thing you need, that energy to come between you, because he loves you dearly. I know you've had your differences, Nicole, but your dad does love you dearly. Absolutely, you're right. And I don't let him know at all my feelings about her. He thinks I'm best friends with her. Good. Because Michael says solely, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. And that's, you know, solely that's what you need. You know, you've got stuff going on in your life as well, but that's what you need solely, because, you know, you're a total empath. You're just starting your journey. And Nicole, I told you, remind you to get in touch with me next week, because you're going to give me a reading, remember. I've got a lot going on this week. My best friend's getting married at the weekend, so connect with me next week, please. Don't forget. Love you. But, you know, you're doing it all right. You're doing it perfectly. Perfectly. Wendy Harvey, you've just jumped out at me. First time here, would love a reading. Not so much for me, but my friend is going through cancer at the moment. No wonder why you jumped on. Wendy, just a quick question for you. Well, I hope that helps, Nicole. Oh, my Nicole, that honestly, it's what you needed to hear, my darling. I wanted to know if there is some. Yes, you need to make your dad aware that you love him. That's it, and you're there for him. That's it. I don't feel that. I feel it's like the blessing I hear of it all. That's what I hear. So that's it. Don't overthink it, girlfriend. Don't overthink it, okay? That's what I'm hearing. Wendy. I kind of know the reason why you jumped on. Wendy, if your friend... Oh, sorry, itchy. If your friend believes in alternative medicine, healing, I have a really great friend that cures cancer. So, you know, you have to understand that with cancer or any illness, this is your body showing you that your chakras are imbalanced. Perfect. Thank you, Nicole. So what it shows you, Wendy, is your chakras are in balance. You have a trapped emotion, therefore within that trapped emotion, it manifests into an illness. So Wendy, if your friend believes in alternative medicine, I have a friend that heals cancers. He healed a friend of mine who, I've told this story many times, but I have to say it because you're the first on here. He healed a friend of mine, true story. He's healed many friends, but this friend was stage 4 terminal cancer. He managed to get it to a 2, and then they operated it and removed it. He's the real deal. If you would like his information, his name is Christopher Macklin. And please get a pen and paper and write this down. It's www.globalenlightenmentproject www.enlightenment.com. His name is Christopher Macklin. He is amazing. He's one of the only British people I work with. Yes, you can, Penelope. Yes, you can. No problem. I'll add you after, my beautiful lady. So, Wendy, that's where I'm at with that. If your friend, you know, is up for it, he's amazing. He heals people with all sorts of elements. He's the real deal. If I hadn't had his healings many times myself and other people I know, he's amazing, you know. So www.enlightenment project, global enlightenment project.com. Christopher Macklin. Macklin. Okay. Oh, my pleasure, Penelope. There's a lot to say to you, and it would be interesting to see who I get through for you as well, Penelope, as well. I feel like you need some direction. I do. I feel you're like this at the minute, so it'd be nice to help. Being that, you know, working with the angels, spiritual coach and all the rest of it, I have all these gifts to help. So Wendy, I really hope you've taken that down, because understand as well, Wendy, that this is an experience for her as a soul. You know, we are fed to think that, oh my God, I'm ill, I've got cancer, I'm going to die. No, it's not the case. Yeah, you see, this is what they do, you know, because we are fed on this plane that we cannot heal without drugs. Why do you think we're going through all this crap with COVID? It's so you can have a jab. I mean, all it does is just keep the drug companies very well fed with the spondulica, as I call it, the money. So, you know, God put us on this plane, yay, but he also, you know, we don't need drugs to heal. And, you know, once you know that they are trapped emotions in the chakra, and, you know, cancer and any other form of illness is just telling you you're off balance. So once you go and get it seen to, and Christopher can do this, he's amazing. And you don't always have to spend loads of money on this, you know. Oh no, I bet she's positive. I'm not saying she's not positive. You're not getting where I'm at. But I'm saying she doesn't need to have radiotherapy and radiation therapy. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying she's not positive. That is not what I'm saying. I'm sure she's positive. But it's all I'm saying, that she doesn't need this to heal. That's where I'm at. I'm not on about her personally. I'm just saying it's, you know, we are fed on this plane that we need drugs to heal, and it's not the case. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with that. I'm not saying that she isn't a positive person. I'm sure she is. But all I'm saying, through what I know and experience myself, she doesn't need to go through that to heal, you know. And to know that, you know, like I say, this is a soul experience for her, you know, bless her heart. But if she's interested, go to Christopher. If not, she can carry on doing her chemotherapy and her radiation therapy. That's totally a soul's choice. It's totally for her. That's up to her. Bless her heart. Like everything in this world, you know, as a soul, it's up to you what you do. You know, it's nobody can force you into anything. As much as if you want the jab or if you didn't, you know, it's up to you as a soul. So yeah, but no, don't get me wrong, Wendy. I'm not saying she's not a positive soul. It was just the fact that you know, it was about, you know, these things are experiences for us while we're here. But yes, I wasn't saying she wasn't positive, bless her. Exactly, angels. She's a survivor anyway. Oh, bless. You see, with depression, I've suffered depression. You know, when you're in that, I've not suffered postnatal depression, actually, I must admit, but I've suffered depression. And the thing is, you're kind of with, I remember, you know, for me, it was like being in that room and feeling the walls, but you can't find the door handle to get out to the light. You know, and there was some dark times, very, very dark times in those days. And, you know, that was when I went and had counselling, actually, and it really, really, really helped me. Because my mum was, she had mental health issues as a child. I don't want to go in too deep, just because out of respect to my mother. But there was dark times, there was institutions, things like that, you know, and I always said I would never take drugs to combat anything like that. If I would always manage it in-house. Do you know what I mean? And I never took antidepressives or anything like that. And that was when I made a choice to raise my vibration every day. And you find that when you raise your vibration, these things kind of fall away from you. And also you combat illness. Because how can I explain that when you're low vibrational, you're only kind of working from the lower parts of your body, like your chakras. Therefore, things can, like illness, can come in. Okay? But if you're vibrating at the full capacity of all your chakras, you know, it's an amazing thing, because nothing does attach to you, or nothing brings you down, you know. I think you have, if you don't, I don't do the drug thing, so I don't want to say to you, Ashley, anything like that. Either I suggest counselling for you, I'm hearing, or make a conscious effort every day to lift your vibration. That's what I'm hearing. Seriously, you know, even if it's music, singing, dancing, just something to get you out of this state. Like I say, I was there for long enough myself. I mean, I had counselling for, gosh, you know, over a year, and it really, really helped. But also, I think because I've been there before, it's that lesson of I never want to go back. So I'm constantly doing things to raise my vibration. And, you know, and not focus on that, you know, because it's like I can get anxious about things. I think we all can, but I know my triggers, so I don't focus on them. I don't watch the news. I don't watch any live TV, you know, because there are triggers for me that can make me anxious, and I feel like, you know, I'm not in control of my space, my sovereign self. So, you know, it's all about, like, changing that mindset, knowing, not going down that road with things. I mean, listen, I know it's hard. I've been there. I've experienced it. Not postnatal depression, but depression. And these days, like I say, I just know my triggers, and if I find myself going down that dark path, I just change my mindset. You can do it, because you are in control of what you think and what you feel, you know. But that's what I do, and I find that I stay clear of negative people now as well. And if they are, it's hard to do, because I have a friend that can be quite negative, but I don't listen to it. I don't take it on board. Do you know what I mean? I just don't take it on. So my recommendation is no drugs. And just start doing things that make you feel good, even if it's eating food. You know, I know you might have a newborn, but singing, dancing, doing anything just to take your mind off of going down this path. That's what I'm hearing. Because you find that once you start thinking higher vibrational thoughts, because you're radiating that to the universe, they come back. And then you find that the negative thoughts don't come so often. I know this because I've done it. Stacey, Rain, there again, honey, if you're really struggling with health, Christopher Macklin is your man. He really is, because he's such a great healer, you know. So if you want to go and look what he does, I would recommend that, because nobody should suffer, and he's a bloody great healer, amazing. So www.globalenlightenmentproject.com. Go and have a look at him, because he is amazing. I keep starting jobs and quitting. I got admitted 3 weeks ago into a mental health ward. It scares the hell out of me. I never want to go back. Yeah, well, my mum went as well. You know, my mum went as well, and that wasn't nice for me, because I had to, I had to go there and see her. So I know, Ashley, I know exactly. Ashley, it might do you well to go and have a healing session with Christopher as well, which is free, because if you've got an attachment or something that's feeding you not good thoughts, he'll get rid of it. You just need to do the Merkabah prayer. But it might be worth having one of his healing sessions, because he can get rid of anything that's around you, that's feeding you these bad thoughts. I had an attachment for 49 years, so I do know what I'm talking about. You see, this is interesting, Jackie. Women lacking iodine can get that, or low B vitamins. Can Michael confirm? That's really interesting. I mean, yes, of course, there are things in our physical, you know, our physical bodies that might be lacking, for sure. Yes. And the fact that maybe she has just had a baby, you know, there's hormone imbalance. Do you know what I mean? Straight away. I mean, because your physical body obviously doesn't, you know, go back. I mean, they say, don't they, after having kids, it can take up to about 5 years for a woman's body to, you know, come back to normality. And magnesium works wonders for this. Wow, you learn something every day. Thank you, girls. Thank you. That's really interesting. Thank you for the comments, guys. That resonates with me. Yes, it does, Jackie, actually. That does resonate with me. Gosh, I'm glad you girls are on here, because I've not had children in the physical. I lost two, and they're in the heaven planes, but I didn't have in the physical. I lost them, you know, so I've never actually given birth. So that's really amazing. I hope you see that, Ashley, and can see that, because, you know, there must be, you know, but and I think that's one thing I always say to Michael. It's very difficult being a woman, I think, with hormone imbalance and everything like that. I mean, you know, I couldn't take the contraceptive pill because it made me loopy-loo, literally, because it gave me that such hormone imbalance, you know. Yeah, but Ashley, what you don't realise, do you have a boy now? Because you see, what can happen is that soul can come back in another child, and people don't know that. People don't think, you know what I mean? I mean, I lost two boys, Ashley. They're both with my nan brings my boys in, and they're with well, they might be with their dad's side of the family as well, but they're with my side of the family. My nan brings them in. But also know, Ashley, that the soul you lost can be reborn in the physical, because you have to understand that souls, even though they miscarry, they come in for that experience. You know, they come in as solely for that experience, but it doesn't mean to say that they can't be born back into you, into your child, as a child again, as a boy again. Am I making sense? Oh, honestly. Oh, bless her. Well, you never know. He might come back in if you decide to have another child, you know. Because I've known this happen. I've known it happen before. It happened with a friend of mine. She lost. In fact, she actually aborted the child, but then he came back in again. So, you know, because he came in for that experience, and that's something you have to understand. And Ashley, you have to see it. There is no death. You know, I know you lost your son. Honestly, it's just so heroic. Not heroic, horrible. It's just horrendous. To lose a child, I know that. I know, I've been there, but and there is no death, darling. There is no death. You have to understand that. I could not do my job as a psychic medium if there was death, because I speak to them all the time. They just go home. They come in for for the experience, for that experience, and they go home. There is no death. So actually, you have to heal over that, and you have to know that your son is probably with with your family on the other side, and also know that if you did have another child, possibility could come back in. But no, there's no death, darling. So you need to heal yourself over that, okay? Because there is no death. Because I couldn't do my job. I could not do my job if that was the case. They take all our iodine for their brain development. Oh gosh, really? Vitamin D spray is also good. Ashley, I hope you've seen this. I hope that helps. I try and make sense. Nicole, I try and make sense. Yeah. But yes, Ashley, please know, darling, that there is no death, and your little bundle of joy be on the heaven planes with your family, sweetheart. Don't you just don't release it. It's an experience. It's a shitty one, having lost two. I know, but they're there. It's so crazy because there's no reason for him past. He just stopped moving in my belly, and there's no death because he came in for that experience, Ashley. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm saying. Solely, he came in for that experience, and that's it. And that's what you have to, grasp, that it was an experience for his soul to abort in the womb, in the tummy. And that's what I'm hearing. So, drop guilt over that, because you're harboring guilt on this, like you did something wrong. You did nothing wrong. It was the fact, and you need to sort that out. Get some vitamin D in you, I'm hearing. So, know that your son, the soul he came in for that experience, okay? So know that. You need to drop any guilt attached to it. Because that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing you haven't forgiven yourself, and you need to, because it was nothing to do with you. It was a soul's experience for him. Okay? You need to understand that. I feel like you're crying. Good. Let's release it. Let's get rid of it. Because, it's not your fault. You did nothing wrong. And Michael keeps going over this. You need to understand that. It was just for a soul experience. And this is what happens. And there is no death. Okay? There is no death. Release any guilt, please. Any guilt, release, experience. And I'm hearing, once you start letting this go, this here will get better, because you're just holding on to all this guilt. Yeah, but there was a reason. This is what you're not getting. There was a reason. It was a soul's experience for him to pass away that way. And that's what you have to understand. But there is no death. And that's all it was an experience. Once you start seeing death as not final, you can deal with it. Because that's, how I've had to, even as a psychic medium, it was the most agonizing thing to lose two boys. Broke me, literally broke me. It took me a lot to heal. And people can say, well, you know there's no death. It's so sore on your physical. It really, really is a sore thing on your physical. But he did have a reason, because that was the reason why his soul came in for that experience. And you need to see that, and you need to drop any guilt to that. And you need to process, I'm hearing. Michael's telling me you need to process this, and you need to understand it, and drop the guilt to it, and keep going over this in your mind. Why did he pass away? For no reason. Yes, there was a reason. The reason was his soul came in for that reason. Seriously. And when you start looking at death, there is no death, and that the fact that he's on the heaven plane with your family living on, you know, you understand that he solely did just come in for that experience, you know. And it's a shitty experience for us to cope with and us to deal with, but no, there is no death. So his soul just went home, you know, just went home, went back to the heaven plane. And once you start looking at things this way and understanding it, that it's nothing you did and that you shouldn't be holding any guilt to it, you can release it and let it go in peace and with love, you know. But you firstly, Ashley, have got to forgive yourself. It's like you just, this whole blame thing you got going on, it needs to go, you know. It needs to leave you, but you can only do that. I can't do that for you. I can talk to you about it. I can tell you about it. But it looks like I'm hearing you, Michael. Michael says you've got to start coming from self-love. You're not looking after yourself. You're not looking after yourself at all. So, you know, the ladies on here, and I thank you ladies today that have helped you with a few things what you need to do, and get out, you know, like, come on, you can do this. Michael's saying you can turn your life around. You can stop going down this blame dark path. You can pull yourself out of it. And more to the point, Michael's saying you should be asking the angels to help you. Call in Raphael to help you with this brain fog. Ask for the healing and the understanding of totally what's gone on here, and drop the guilt, you know. I just really hope that helps. God love you. I really, really, really do. Because it's a lot to process, Michael's saying. It's a lot to take in. I know. Because people, you know, we're kind of programmed on this life, in this world, that, oh, you know, we die and it's all doom and flipping gloom and all this. And no, not really. There is no death, you know. And once you understand that, and once you get your head around that, and you understand that this, you know, happened for that soul's purpose, to give that soul the experience, you can begin to process it. You can begin to understand it. And like I say, who says, Ashley, if you don't have another child and it's a boy, that it isn't him, because they can re-enter, you know? I hope I've helped. I really do. I just really call in the angels, Michael's saying, Ashley, please. Raphael especially, to help with this brain fog, to get it lifted, please. And thank you, ladies, for sharing what would help with her, what will help her. Like I say, not having a baba in the physical. I don't know everything, you know what I mean? But thank you. But thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, but you've got to start coming from self-love, drop that guilt, and start doing things to help better your you know, your mind, not mind space, but your mental health as well. You know, start coming from love, because, you know, I feel that you're just hating on you. I don't even feel you like you much, you know, because there's all this blame game with you. So process, Ashley, process what I've said, and I really hope you do, you know, you really come through this. And Michael's saying just process it, you know. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to see this before I go, because I'm over time. I'm having to make a decision about hairspray limiting chronic pain to my complications. Well, darling, Stacey Rain, please go to Christopher. I can't tell you enough. This man is amazing. And he can help with anything like that. Your fertility, he can help. He's amazing. So I'm just going to give out his details again. It's Christopher Macklin at www.globalenlightenmentproject.com. He really is amazing. And listen, you can, guys, I don't want to hear it that he's too expensive, because people say to me, oh, he's really expensive. No, he's not. Go on there. He does group healing sessions for as less as $10. I mean, he asked for a donation because how he does his work's all through donation. That's it. You can go on his live healing sessions, Facebook, for less than $10. So there's no excuse, guys. Seriously. And listen, if you're not sure, go and try one of his recordings on his Facebook page, and they still work. He works with the angels, the Melchisedeks, and they work even though they're not live. They're a recording. There's loads on his page. He does 3 a week. Try one. Give yourself time and try one. He's amazing. Guys, if you want to a reading with me, contact me through Facebook, Suzi, SUZI, PARRETT, and yeah, have a private reading with me. I really hope you've enjoyed my show today. Can I just say thank you for joining me. I have such a lovely time whenever I come on here. Thank you for my regulars that drop on as well. Just love you all. I do have, before I go, my first guest next week, Rosanna Lemeo. She is amazing. So join me for her, and she's amazing. Honestly, she's amazing. But just join us because you'll love it. And also, what else did I want to say? Yeah, I'll be back next week, and I will do some mini readings later in the show next week, okay? But I do have a guest, but I'd love you to join me because she is amazing at what she does as well. And she's just beautiful soul, you know. I just love working with beautiful souls. So, oh, Stacey, my pleasure, my pleasure. Thank you for joining me, guys. Love you. Mwah. And I'll see you next week. Bye. Bye, darlings.